Since the React videos have come out, I have not been doing as much work as I really should. It's been hard for me to get back into the rhythm of things. Like, I've become so jaded towards this industry. Everything seems so pointless and lifeless and gross and manufactured. I'm of two minds where I want to combat the bad things to make things better, but I also just want to ignore it all, focus on myself, and pay attention to literally nothing else. Because I want to make things better, but I don't believe it's possible for me to improve things all that much. And so it feels like just wasted effort. But then when I dismiss doing this, I feel guilty because I'm not trying to help people. Like, I know it would just be in my best interest to, as I keep saying, just put my head down and, accept the garbage that other people do and just focus on my own content. Not even communicate with any other content creators and just go get good sleep and stuff, but I just can't do it.
I find it weird what my mind uses for comfort. Like this game, The Beginner's Guide. For some reason, I relate to it, and whenever I have something in life just dealing with, I feel like this game is just the best comfort. It's somber, it's bittersweet, it's it's like a warm blanket after falling through the ice. Maybe it's because on some level I relate to it. It's just familiar. For those who don't know The Beginner's Guide, it's a walking simulator made by a guy named Davey, more famous for the Stanley Parable, another great game. But The Beginner's Guide isn't quite a game, it's more of a message, like an actual intended message for a specific individual. A little bit of theory crafting here, but I think the message is for himself, much like this one. It's a highly romanticized and blown out of proportion adventure, but not totally unbelievable. I mean, we all have Fallout. So I'll be using this game as a little bit of a crutch, just to talk on comfort a little bit, both on comfort and discomfort. It's not one of those games that you just play over and over again. I assume there's someone out there that does, but to me it feels like one of those games that just sits and waits for you. You need to forget a little bit, you need time to pass by before you can revisit this game, but when you do, the impact is just as strong as the first time you play. And don't get me wrong, the first time you play it, it's really heavy, it's really something. It's too much for some. I guess that's why I'm comfortable in this world, because I gain the ability to see both sides. I get the ability to relate to both characters, like the angel and devil motif, only with my introvert and my extrovert. If Davy is to represent the extrovert, a character constantly trying to rationalize what's going on, desperate to try and piece together what's happened, always trying to reach out constantly. And then you get Coda's character, who to me represents the introvert, the person who, or the moment when you realize that there's nothing to be said, and in saying nothing, you say way more than what could possibly be heard in one or any sitting. Personally, I relate more to Coda. I like how he builds his world out of his own issues, if he calls it that, a way to work through himself, to manifest them in a way that makes sense to him, even if not to others. To have that creative outlet to get anything on your mind out of it. It's a useful skill. The best I could do is indulge in a particular video game, or try my best to encapsulate what I'm feeling in a video such as this. If being able to literally look at your innermost fears in the eye isn't a being who's comfortable with their own body, then I don't know what is. I don't. There's power in what he does. I think what it is here, I think Coda is all about self-preservation, and it's just how not to lose yourself. I play through these short events, and all I feel is at the end of the day, it's you as an individual that's gotta set the stage. I mean, there's a couple running themes that I can pick up on. The purposeful imperfections implemented into each stage, little things that bother me. Like the walls. The walls do not connect. Why don't the walls connect? It's the visible skybox that you see from the floor, the floating tiles, the box that's right there. Why it's not even textured? Why did It's all reminders that you can drive yourself insane if you just worry about the little things. It honestly bothered me, but when you chase perfection, the closer you get to perfection, the more you realize how close it is to destruction. And then at that point is when it hits me that there's comfort in being imperfect. It's okay to make these mistakes. It's okay to be imperfect. It's fine. But that's just a subtle message I picked up that I gathered.
I hit my elbow, chat. There's a scar here, right? Hit it a long time ago. It's been healing slowly ever since. I thought to myself, one small bump against something means I'm gonna have that scar fucking forever. And that's how life is sometimes, you know? You make one small mistake, and it can have ramifications for the rest of your life. Ain't that scary? One small misstep, one small moment of not paying attention, and just bam, ramifications forever.
You gotta... No. I gotta be careful who I let into my world. Coda let Davy in, and I mean, he seems nice enough, good intentions, no harm. Davy has nothing but respect for Coda. But something happens. Something happened. A line was crossed, one of those lines that no one's ever aware that they're crossing, but once they do, there's no turning back. It happens usually by mistake, but the damage is still real. Kinda sucks, I guess. Like, what can anyone do in those situations? You never see it coming. But when you take a step back from the situation, it becomes kinda obvious. Someone from the outside knows can see it way more clear. But if each of these games are to represent a sanctuary of Codas that he let Davy through, then Davy coming in, imposing changes, taking control of what's not his, sucking the enjoyment of something that he once liked. What can you expect to happen? What else was there to do but run an eviction notice, border up the walls? You wouldn't have just left on your own. I mean, what do you say? Just, hey, you're draining all my energy and I don't want to be here anymore? Would you have accepted simply that? Something had to be done. No matter how many signs was put up, it would all be misunderstood. No matter how you word it, it would fly over heads. You would continue to draw on my energy. I can't have that. He can't have that. I create for me, not to entertain you.
During making that React content, my mood shifted from waking up every day being like, yes, it's a new day, I can make new content, I can do things, I've got so much to do. And then it switched to, like, this is just another day, you can get through it like you get through every other day, or that you got through every other day. Like, it was a struggle. Like, I didn't greet every day with the same, exuberance, or the same enthusiasm that I once did. And I'm still kind of in that mode.
It's definitely the realization that's the hardest part. The most uncomfortable part. When I realize that something needs to change. I ask myself this for hours, days, weeks. What the best outcome could possibly be? How can I get out of this and still be fine? And make sure you're fine. Maybe if I wait it out, you'll realize what you're doing. Can I just tolerate it for that much longer past what I've already been? No matter the choice, someone's gonna get hurt, and no one wants to be the bad guy. However, you've been taking from me, and no one's been saying anything. So I have to be the one to say something, or it'll keep happening. But if I say something, then I'm the bad guy. But it's fine, because in the end, we'll both be better off.
It's just that usually when people become my friend, an actual friend, oftentimes I tend to put their needs over my own. I like to put a lot of energy into my friendships and shit, To some people that sounds pretty bad, You should always put yourself first. Put yourself before other people. You have low self-esteem, but It's actually quite the opposite, you know. I've already completed my childhood dream of becoming a YouTuber, you know. I've kind of beaten the main storyline in my life, so I already feel fulfilled as a person. I feel like a greedy ass nigga if I put more energy into completing the remaining side missions in my life before helping my friends complete some of their own main storyline, you know.
It's the response that's eye-opening. And I get why Davey went down that same train of thought that, hey, maybe it's Coda that's hurting, that there's something wrong with Coda. That's why he doesn't want to talk to me, because there's something wrong with him. But no, he's fine. I'm fine. I'm completely fine. I just don't want what you're offering. I just want to enjoy the things I enjoy. I want to have a passion to be proud of. I'm fine if it doesn't make me someone. I'm fine if I don't have the popular opinion. I can live. But don't make it seem like there's something wrong with me just because I don't agree with you. The ending hurts so much because that's natural. It always hurts to leave others behind. It hurts to be left behind. But sometimes it's better. Both grow better apart. And that's what this pretty much is. I'm comfortable growing on my own. So if everyone around me disappears and I'm left alone, broke and unsuccessful, I know I'll be alright. Because I got the beginner's guide. Hey, this is for afterwards, I guess. That one was a little heavy, but if you stuck around, then thanks so much for that. It really means a lot. I wanted to just kind of try something new, you know? And I wanted to start on something a little low key so I can start elevating it. It's not gonna always be this down in the dumps, but let's see where I go with this. And thanks again for sticking by.